fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now, although not a whole lot of books came out this week, there were sure a lot of good picks, so let's get right into it and see what made the list. From Marvel, we have Wolverine number 71, written by Millar, and art by Steve McNiven. Now, this is a continuation of the Old Man Logan storyline, one that I wish would never end, because there's so many different stories you could tell in this universe. But anyway, we follow Hawkeye and Logan as they are literally driving across the country to make a deal of some sort in New Babylon. Hawkeye has a secret package. Logan knows nothing about it. Turns out they're being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex with the Venom symbiote on them, and they have to throw everything they have at it just to get away. Luckily, Emma Frost sees this from her mysterious city in Doomstown, and she sends her right-hand man Black Bolt to go and stop the Venom symbiote. And all he has to do is just say, "Stop." But since it's Black Bolt, just whispering makes everything go kaboom! So they got that situation dealt with. And then Emma Frost, well, not really invites, but teleports Logan, Hawkeye, and Black Bolt back to their city. They have a little chit-chat. Emma's married Doom, just to make sure the rest of her race was saved, of mutant kind. Turns out in New Babylon, Hawkeye isn't selling drugs or anything like that. He's selling to a small group 99 vials of super soldier serum. That's right, the same stuff that helped make Captain America what he was back then. But apparently, this isn't a new Avengers starting to form, because Hawkeye gets so passionate about it. He really says, okay, another part of the deal is I have to be on this new Avengers team because I really want to kick some ass after what they did to my loved ones. And so the guys say, okay, you know, don't worry about it. And then they shoot up Wolverine. Then they shoot up Hawkeye. They say, by the way, this is nothing but a shield sting. And Hawkeye, you're going away for life. Bam! So this can't be good news for Logan. It's just been such a killer storyline. It's an epic storyline, really. And if you're a fan of Wolverine in any way, pick this one up. It is a tale for the ages. I'll be telling my grandkids about this one. Oh wait, there's not going to be any new readers in the next couple of years. But anyway, killer story overall, and bravo to Millar and Steve McNiven. Now on to the Fast Five. First up, from Image, we have Invincible number 60. Now, this is a $4 book, and the reason is it's a little epic summer event in one issue. You have cameos from everyone in the Image universe. You got Spawn, Witchblade, Savage Dragon, Dynamo 5, etc. All up against one terrible force, and it's Invincible. Well, Invincibles. See, Angstrom, one of Invincible's major baddies, he keeps on dying, coming back to life, dying, coming back to life, but this time he's taken all the Invincibles from the parallel universes and / dimensions and have them all attack his dimension, making Invincible to look like the bad guy and make sure everyone hates him from now on. Well, his plan doesn't go all according to plan, as he's busy destroying the world, but everyone knows that it's not Invincible. It's just obviously some big rogue band of Invincibles. So at the end, Invincible kicks his ass, but it comes at a price. You have a couple of pretty significant deaths in this issue, but still, it's just non-stop action in this issue. Sure, it felt a little rushed, but I would rather see this in a one-shot than in a 12-issue miniseries lasting a couple of years and 50 billion crossovers. So good job, Kirkman and Otley. This was a killer read this week. Next up from IDW, we have G.I. Joe Cobra number 1. Now, there's a couple of G.I. Joe titles going on at IDW. You got G.I. Joe Origins, G.I. Joe the movie prequel, and now you have G.I. Joe Cobra. But none of those books has Cobra ever been seen yet. You always hear faint murmurings of this terrorist organization. But I want Cobra, damn it! Give me the Cobra Commander! And etc. And that's what you get in this issue. You find out that the G.I. Joes have put this undercover mercenary named Chuckles in to go infiltrate them, and sure enough, that's what he does. They even have to stage a bar fight, have him killing 5 Joes just to get the approval. But sure enough, at the end of the issue, he does, and next issue, we're going to be seeing more and more Cobras. So I'm very excited for this series, and even though it has a $4 price tag, it's only because it's a licensed property, and you know, Hasbro needs the money, etc. But yeah, G.I. Joe Cobra number 1, very, very cool stuff.
G.I. Joe!
Next up from DC, we have Azrael, Death's Dark Knight #1. Now the thing that really attracted me to this issue is I remember picking up a trade in the late 90s from the early 90s called Azrael, and it was written by O'Neill and it was drawn by Joe Quesada. So I had a little bit of a fondness of the character and his whole history of St. Dumas and what he stood for, and the whole Suit of Sorrows. Well, apparently the church needs a new suitor for the Suit of Sorrows, and their perfect candidate, Michael Washington Lane. He was one of the candidates for the Batman Underground Super Soldier Army experiment, put together by the Gotham Police Department and the U.S. Army. You saw Batman battling 3 of them a couple issues ago in Grant Morrison's run, and I really liked that arc. So it was really cool to see him as a candidate because he obviously has the training and experience to be Batman in this Battle of the Cal series. So if you want something new, different, and worthy crossover to this miniseries, I would pick this one up immediately. Next up from Marvel, we have Punisher #3. Now I've been loving Rick Remender's run on this series. It's only 3 issues in, but this is a killer, killer title for the 616 universe. You have Punisher versus the Hood. They're not going face to face, but the Hood's getting really irritated that he can't find Punisher anywhere. And Punisher, with a little help from his friends, I know friends, what's up with that? He's hitting all the Hood's little underground weapon depots that are being funded by Norman Osborn. And in this issue, he takes on a chop shop that are just been taking homeless people off the streets, chopping them up for organs, and giving them to the highest bidder. He infiltrates that. You got some kick-ass action between him and some ninja scientists, and then he gets chased for the rest of the issue by the SWAT team. But then we find out at the end they're not really SWAT, and the Hood sends his regards. So quite the cliffhanger. I can't wait to see what happens next issue. And finally this week, from Vertigo, we have Air #7. Now the nice thing about this issue is it's only $1, and in the first page you get praise from all these different creators, and it's really nice, and it's much deserved praise because, as you know, I've been loving this series since issue 1. I've been a strong supporter of it, and for it to be getting more and more press and more publicity, that's great. So we follow Blythe as she goes through Zane's whole backstory. And this is a nice issue because you get Zane's backstory. You get to see where he came from and how he got to be working for the secret organization. He was a young boy to a very wealthy Saudi Arabian businessman, goes to study school abroad, has a choice to go through college, but goes back to his religious schools. And in the end, his thirst for knowledge is just so great that this secret organization takes notice of him and say, hey, you know, we have a little proposition for you. So it was a very cool issue, and if you really want to get started on this series, the first trade is out this week, and it collects the first 5 stories, and I highly recommend you get it. I went out and got it, and it looks so pretty on my bookshelf right now, and it makes me all happy and giggly inside. So, Air is the Vertigo title you should be picking up, because I say so. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness, go on over to www.cammyscomicorner.com. From there, you can subscribe to us on the RSS feed or on iTunes. And remember, if you leave me an iTunes review, send me your shipping address and your review to cammyscomicorner@gmail.com. And I will send you a nice little prize package of comics. I have been sending them out for the past couple of weeks, so people have been leaving reviews, and it isn't a scam, it's real. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that I'm wearing, head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He has a whole entire catalog of different Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse shirts. Many for you to choose from. Check it out. There's something there for everybody. And also, the deal going on for the month of March is shipping is free on all t-shirts. Buy 1, buy 1,000, you're going to get shipping free if you live in the United States. So there's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts, and that's Kelly over at www.deadlinegraphics.net. And just as a little side note now, before the episode comes to a close, I've been trying to film on high definition. I got a nice little high definition camera, and I know some of you are complaining about the quality of the show, but not to worry, I'm working on that. I just need to find the proper software now that will play MPEG-2 formats. So, until next time, this has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I have been your host, Cammy, and why don't you go out and get a cup of coffee, because it is truly the sweet nectar of the gods.
Bye.